Hello everybody, welcome to this Flowall review. Today I'm going to be telling you everything you need to know about Flowall, and as always, if you do have any questions, please leave them in the comment section down below, and I'll also be leaving a discount link in the description of this video so that you can always get your money's worth for Flowall. So Flowall is a website that allows you to essentially generate unlimited amount of submission forms and progress review charts so that you can get feedback on your website or on your company or basically anything that you might need feedback for. So here we are on the main dashboard, as you can see, and we have basically the design of it is very simple. There's not a lot to this website, which is one of the reasons why it's incredibly useful. You have your add workflow button at the top, which basically allows you to create different workflows, which obviously will then reciprocate into having different forms that people can complete. You obviously would put the title, the description, a logo if you want one, and a banner if you want one. You don't need to do these, and then you would hit create, and it will create something a little bit like this, of which it would then say active. It will tell you the last time that you edited it, the name of the person that created it, because obviously you can add different people to this particular website that you can obviously have to work on different tasks. So here we are, as you can see, it says workflow 1. It says that the description is description because that's exactly what I said when I actually created this workflow. And then you obviously have your tasks at the bottom where you can add new ones, basically an infinite amount simply by hitting add, and you're able to add a name of a task. So let's just say check reviews, and then you're able to either tick whether it's been done or not. You're also able to set a date that it needs to be scheduled for. You can also add an assignee, or by hitting this button you can actually check overall information more about this task. You add more details about it that people might want to see. So you simply go into the assignee and you would select opulent, and then you'll go into the due date, and let's just say February 1st of 2023. And then you would simply be able to add a comment or a question if you do have to ask somebody who's actually doing it. And you're also able to mark the actual task as whether it's been received, investigated, in progress, completed, requires information, or could not fix. So now that we get an idea of how it works, let's very quickly summarize sort of what it would be used for. So this website also allows you to create a form. Now, basically what that allows you to do is if I hit this button here, we can go to this form button, and this will copy a link. And when we open up this link, it will have something that looks a bit like this. We have the request title. So this is where, whoever you want will put in the title of whatever they want, the feedback or etc, etc. Then they will have a description. So it might be the issue that they're facing, the thing that they want changed, or anything like that. And you're obviously able to have as many words. You might put here what would typically be sent in an email, or write a brief for a task, anything that you would feel will be helpful, and you can follow the format of where expected action to describe what you want. You're also able to request the priority and the due date, so you can obviously see how urgent it is, and then under attachments you're basically able to add any images of the issue, stuff like that. So this can be done by customers, or it can be done by people in your immediate circle or your company. You're also able to hit see progress dashboard. Obviously we haven't actually got any replies to the form yet, but if you do, this is where they will go. We only have check reviews, and what you're then able to do is have a look at where it is, and this basically you can then change information about this particular thing, and you could either move it to received, investigating, in progress, completed, requires information, or could not fix, that we saw a little bit earlier. And then if we hit back on the form submission button, this will take us straight back to this information here. So let's say we put something in. Let's go for request title. Let's do search bar isn't working. Let's say it's to do with a website. I type something in, but nothing happens. There we are. And then once we've put in the request, we can, well, this would be an urgent thing. If the search bar isn't working, then you'd want to set the due date to be basically, let's say, a week's time. And you're able to obviously submit attachments. And when you're done, you can then basically hit submit and see the progress of this particular thing. And this will then be put into received. So this is basically where we can view everything that we've got in one place. But now we're going to go back to the dashboard and see what we can do about this. So here it is. It's in place. We can basically tick or untick if we do want to. Now, this is where we can put the part of it. So we can either mark it as complete, or we can move it to one of these areas here. So say it was requires information. This would then immediately move it on here. It's completely live to update to the requires information tab. And you can move it to any of them that you actually want to. However, if it's complete and we hit complete, it will then be moved into the completed tab. As you can see, you're then unable to do anything to it, or the information goes out of the way, and then the workflow is marked as complete. Alongside the workflow, you're also able to update workflow images if you do want to. You're able to delete it, you're able to copy the link to it, or you can just close the workflow itself entirely. Then under the My Tasks area, you're able to view anything that has been assigned to you specifically. So as I said earlier, you are able to add different people to your Flowall dashboard. And if individual people have their tasks, you are probably going to have your own tasks to complete. And this is basically where you can look at all of that. So here is the one that I have to do. I have to check the reviews. So if I hit on this, as you can see, this will give me the assignment, the assignee, and then the due date that it's done. So I can obviously then look into on the actual website what the issue is. So Flowall is basically at its core, a really good way of you and your colleagues, or even your customers if you do want, or maybe your testers if you have website testers, to look at the issues, and then they can put the issues into this, where all in one place you're able to view all of the feedback and all of the things that need fixing in one really nice place where you can manage whether you've completed them or not. And one of the reasons behind wanting to use a website like this is, first of all, is because it's just really seamless to do. Because trying to find something and organizing on, say, like Slack or on your company website or chat room, whatever you use, obviously that is going to be not tailored. You're going to have to make separate channels for it. You're going to have to make sure that everyone's got their assignees, and they're going to have to do it on different things. And there's not an easy way of able to have every single person looking at the same thing. So being able to have every single person on the same page in the same place is a great thing. Say you did have two workflows, for instance, you're obviously able to select different workspaces for it, and then you're able to set another workflow title. So we'll just call this one workflow 2, and we'll put 1, 2, 3 as a description and hit create. This obviously will create a very similar thing. This one's been completed and this one is active. So you can have as many as you need to, and obviously the form will be entirely the same. The same things that will be coming in, but the workflow 2 request submission 1, 2, 3 will be slightly different depending on what the title and description of the actual thing that you put in is. So basically, you can obviously add the tasks that need completing for this certain aspect. Each workflow or workspace can be to do with a different website or a different page on the website or a different aspect that needs fixing. So one might be graphic design needs fixing, one might be the text needs fixing, one might be the actual code of the website needs fixing, maybe redirecting the URL. Anything that might need fixing is going to be put in this area, and you're able to create new teams and everything so that you can basically get the most out of your website and your workflow. And then, as I said, you are able to also view your inbox. So if anything does come through from people who are working on the same team as you, this is where it will show up. As you can see, there are no notifications to show, all clear. But basically, this is where you can get messages from people if there's something that you need to do urgently, or they want to ask you a question and they can't reach you in real life. It's also made to be a really great collaboration platform. Obviously, not as tailor-made as some others, because this is dedicated towards one thing, but it's nice to know that you don't have to switch between two to make a simple comment to another user. And communicate one specific thing, so you can see everything that you would need to in here. And obviously the completed workflows will be in this area here, any tasks that you personally have to complete in here, and obviously all of your recent areas will be in here, and it will even give you a time of the last time that it was edited and when it was created. So that is pretty much it for Flowall. So what do I think about Flowall? And in all honesty, I think that it's a really great piece of software. I think having that option and that ability to work with all of the people on specific issues with your company or website without having to switch between loads of different softwares is a really great thing. It's a simple idea, but it's been really greatly executed. And being able to communicate with the inbox and view of the tasks and assign different tasks to specific people is also something that I really have to commend Flowall for doing. Overall, the user interface is really easy to navigate. It does not take any knowledge really prior to actually opening the software in order to get it working. And realistically, you're able to have as many different things as you want. You can obviously have your ticket forms and everything like that, which are absolutely great. And it gives you just the right amount of information about it so that you can get to work on the issue that you have, but you're not left in the dark about maybe the specific details of the information. And the fact that you're able to move it around, even if you have completed it, you can then realize that you might want to go back. Everything is completely made, so it doesn't really limit you on what you can do, and I think that that's a really excellent addition. So Flowall is a really great software if you're looking for a feedback platform to make all your changes and make sure that your website or company is functioning really well. But thank you everyone so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.